Hi everyone, I'm back from my conference, so I'm back to filming. I think I gave y'all a warning, but if not, I was at a science conference. Couldn't film for a few days. Hopefully that's okay. And today I decided I wanted to do a review of a product that I've seen all over the place. And so I thought I'd give you my thoughts. It is really dirty because I literally just applied my makeup. But it is the Ecotools Sponge. So it does come with this little stand. And so you can stand it up, which is really cool because I just use, like, for my beauty blender, I just use the box it comes in. So it's nice to have a little stand. And obviously it's a green sponge, and you can see that the sides are really cut. So I am going to compare it to the beauty blender because, hello, this is like everyone's standard, I feel like. And you can see that it's a lot more severely cut than the beauty blender. The beauty blender right now is dry because I didn't use it, and I use this. And I do really like the shape of it for blending your under eye concealer. I thought you can get right up in there. And I do usually use, like, the butt part. That's what I call it. I don't know if that's what you call it. But the butt part to do, like, my foundation. So I don't mind the shape of this. I think it's very conducive to blending. Or, like, if you, like, I always feel like I get spots, like, right on my nose crease. So if you blend right in your nose crease, there you go. So it is a nice sponge. I definitely think that, like, people are talking about it. It's $5.99, and this is $20. So I get why people are talking so much about it. But I don't think it's an exact dupe, honestly. I'm just going to be, you know, upfront. And the reason why, I think it blends products extremely well. And I think it's very functional. So I'm not saying this is a bad sponge, but it's not soft. Like, it's spongy, it's bouncy. You can easily get your product blended in nicely. But the beauty blender is like, it almost feels like fabric, like really soft cotton or something that you're, like, using. This feels almost like a kitchen sponge. Like, it's just not soft. So that was definitely, like, the biggest difference between the Ecotools sponge and the beauty blender is the way it feels. I mean, even dry, this just feels so soft and like fabric. This one feels like fabric, and this one feels like a sponge, if that makes sense. You can tell, well, my beauty blender is super old, but you can tell that this, like, the pore size of this is a lot smaller. However, I do feel like the Ecotools one cleans very nicely. I mean, obviously right now it's not a good example, but it's super easy to clean this, and it doesn't stain. At least I've had it for a couple weeks now. So all in all, I like it. I think it's a nice sponge, and I think as long as this, like, don't get me wrong, it's not hard. Like, some sponges I feel like you're blending and you feel like you're punching yourself in the face. It's not like that. It's not hard. It's just not as spongy and soft as the beauty blender. And the actual, like, texture itself of the sponge is a lot more like a kitchen sponge. But it's a good sponge. And I think that for a quarter of the price, almost, not quite, like, it's worth it. I think that, for me, the end look, like, it still looks really blended and nice and natural using an Ecotools sponge compared to the beauty blender. So it's really just a texture thing, which I feel like is what everyone says about the beauty blender. It has a super unique texture that makes it so soft and nice to work with. This doesn't have that texture, but it's very functional. So I realize that's a short video, but that's just what I have to say about it. I don't want to, you know, I mean, you know I can drone on and on and on. But this is a nice sponge, and I think that you can get a lot of good use out of it. I think it's a great job. I just don't think it's as soft as the beauty blender. But if you're going to ask me, like, if I lost both of these, and which one would I repurchase? It'd probably be the Ecotools, but it's not as nice. If these were the same price, I would for sure say the beauty blender is a lot nicer, but they're not. 4 times as expensive. So, if the actual act of applying makeup is something that you really enjoy, and you want that luxurious soft feeling, then you want to go with a beauty blender. If you love to put on makeup, but you don't really care about things like that, and you want to save money where you can, then go with Ecotools. So all in all, they're both really great sponges. The beauty blender is better, but it's 4 times as much. So I would recommend the Ecotools. If you're, like, starting out and you don't know which one to buy, I would recommend the Ecotools. So that's really all I have for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to know what's on my face, it'll be linked down below, as well as, you know, whatever I think is relevant. So let me know if you have any questions, requests, suggestions, comments. I love to hear from y'all. And with that, I will say goodbye. Thank you.